From a residential real estate point of view, these 10 home design trends have really, had their moment. They make your house look outdated, if not completely out of style. And I think most designers would say that, at least they'd be on the use with caution list.
No, that's not a good idea.
I'm going to start with the kitchen because that's the most expensive room in the house, right? Open shelving. So this was like one of the farmhouse chic looks, and it definitely had its moment. It was pretty cool, but it just makes your house look dated. And also, by the way, if you're not completely immaculate and organized every day, it looks cluttered and messy. So I think that's moving on. The next one is the Edison light bulb. Those are the exposed filament light bulbs that were, really popular in like 2010, 11, 12. And people use them in kitchen pendants. You've seen them in restaurants. They sort of have this like steampunk vibe, and they're pretty cool. I don't want to say that they're never coming back because Thomas Edison lived a long time ago and they're still being used, but they have their moments. So I do think they'll come back maybe one at some point. But right now, they make your house look dated. Next is the glass tile backsplash. Now, they were fun. There's no question about them. I had them. I had a great time picking them out. It was just really nice. But, now we've got these, full stone slabs and artisan tiles and cool, different colored subway tiles and neat patterns like herringbone. So that's glass tile, I think, sort of had its moment. I think that's over too. One thing that's definitely over is the Tuscan kitchen. That anything that has like dark wood and ornate cabinets and heavy granite is just not. I just don't know that that's ever coming back. It could, but it's definitely way over. Next is Shiplap. Now that is also part of the farmhouse chic family, and that is something that is it's kind of cool in the right kind of house. If you have a barn or if you have a farmhouse style house, it makes sense. But just randomly putting it anywhere, it's not working anymore. And the next one, same thing goes for the sliding barn doors. Again, if you have a cottage or a farm style house or a barn type house, it works. But just slapping a barn door in the middle of a colonial is just not working anymore. It looks dated, and that is a style that's had its time. Next is the bold accent wall. Now, the accent wall isn't completely gone, but the randomly placed bright color accent wall with no focal point is kind of over. There are still accent walls, but there is a focal point. They're more muted in color. They have texture to them. There's a reason for them being there. The other trend that's sort of taking over for that is bathing rooms in one color, meaning painting the trim and sometimes even the ceiling the same color as the walls in a different matte or even a slightly different companion color. That's kind of the cool new thing. So decor-wise, minimalist decor is kind of on the way out, if not out. I think that it might be a reaction to the pandemic, but it's sort of like this cold, stark, uninspired type decor that has sort of been rejected, particularly by Gen Z buyers who really like decor that has got more personality, maybe with some whimsical touches. And maybe it's like a refuge in a chaotic world after everything we've been through. But I think that the minimalist decor is sort of being taken over by what they're calling Maximalist decor, also being called dopamine decor. They want decor that makes people feel joy and feel good and that it is inspired. So that's something that's definitely happening. The other sort of layout that's going out of style is the open floor plan. There are buyers that are always going to want an open floor plan, but builders will tell you that the open floor plan is going down in popularity. And you probably would guess that if you ever, especially during the pandemic, if you ever tried to watch a movie in an open concept living room while somebody's doing dishes in the kitchen, you know what I'm talking about. The pandemic sent like sort of a stampede of family members, claustrophobic, looking for private spaces, looking to get away from people. So I think that people are looking now more toward dedicated spaces. They're looking for some privacy, if not a dedicated space, certainly a flex space that could be used more than one way, maybe with doors. So that sort of, it's a noise control issue and a privacy issue. The last one are large decks. So in favor of patios. So decks are the materials are much more expensive to build. They eat up a lot of yard space, and a lot of people want room for gardening or general recreation. You have to maintain them annually, so they're kind of a pain. And patios now are so beautiful. The transitions from indoor to outdoor, they're cheaper to install for the most part. They're more durable. They last longer. Don't require the kind of annual maintenance that decks do. So builders will also tell you too that the decks are going more out of style in favor of patios. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please do check out my video if you're interested on home renovation, and I will see you next time.